Good morning. Good morning. I hate to jump on the screen just like that. Good morning. And thank you all for coming out on this Wednesday morning to celebrate and to be a part of Strictly Business. You have just reached into your business cabinet and you have pulled out Strictly Business. My name is Rich Wallace and I will be your host for today. We are on live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning at 7 a.m. Southern California time. Sun is shining and we're out and about doing what we do. We have been talking about how do you transition from a every Friday or every other Friday to an entrepreneur. This is Strictly Business. My name is Rich Wallace, and I thank you so much for joining us. And we will be right back to start our show. Okay, we're going to get right into it. How do you transition from your job to your small business? Let's say, for example, most people that start a business because they either lost their job or just got tired of working and got tired of listening to this person and that person. So they were decided that, you know what, I can do better by myself. I am going to move on and move ahead. Now, you've decided what you're going to do. Now you have to decide how you're going to do it and how you're going to make money on a day-to-day basis, especially with the things that go on a day-to-day basis. So to be an entrepreneur, the first thing you want to do is have the right spirit. You have to have the right spirit, the right mind, and then you have to renew your mind daily. Every day that things come up, you have to slide yourself into it to renew your mind into activities that you have to create the day before so that you can implement the day of. Create, implement, action. That's how you be in business. Action. You can plan, strategize, draw maps, figure out, do this, do that all day long. But until you engage and implement, you're just really wasting your time. So start the engagement, have a plan, have a backup plan, have a backup plan, and have a backup plan. Do not have a don't quit plan. I don't have a date that says if this doesn't work by this date, I'm going to go back. No, I don't have that date. And you don't have that date. Pull that date out of your basket, throw it away. Strictly business is strictly business. You must be focused. Now you have to get yourself in the right mindset. Remember, we said, okay, you want to take your morning that starts at 5:30, 6:30. If you start at 7, you're already late. Everywhere you go that day is going to be behind. So you can't get up and start getting dressed and doing all of this because you're not out of the house to 9 o'clock. Well, I work from home. Okay, you're not in your office space until 9. That's too late. Other businesses are already operating. You have to get into your space early and create and design what's going to happen that day. And remember, you got to put yourself in the right state of mind because if you haven't had a customer on Monday, nobody came in your store on Tuesday, nobody called you on Wednesday, nobody called your phone and rang, and it's Friday. So you have to put yourself in the right mindset. And how do you do that? You have to start off lifting yourself up. How do I lift myself up, Rich? Oh, how about you just play some uplifting music? Give yourself 2 songs. Sounds of Blackness is pretty good. I've said that before. You can lift yourself up with the right tune in the morning. Play 2 songs. Don't get into it. You ain't trying to get saved that day. You ain't trying to do this. You ain't trying to do that. You just trying to get yourself in the mood to be able to move forward. Moving forward is the key. So when you get yourself together in the morning, you play those 2 uplifting songs and preferably something you can dance to. You don't want to get all, oh, no, you want to move your spirit into happiness, into joy, into victory, into no pain. You want to be able to walk past those things that are gonna come in front of you today and move forward because you got to remember they're just obstacles and you have to finish the race today. And the race is not over with at 5:30, 6 o'clock. The race is over when the race is over. And then as you get the race over, you got to dust off your sneakers and get ready for the next race, because there's another race after that race. Putting yourself in the right frame of mind, figuring out how is you going to turn your every Friday into your every Friday. When you reach out to bring funds in, you have to understand, okay, do you have your infrastructure built? Do you have your capability statement in place? If you don't have those things in place, you can join the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce.org, and you can go right online and we can send you to somebody that can help you get your capability statement together, get the back door of your business done before you open up the front door. Now, sometimes you got to put the cart before the horse, and I got that. I understand that. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here, to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.
And that's where you're going to get that information about how to put your capability statement together. And remember, we're transitioning from a job into the job, into being your own entrepreneur. So you have to understand that every Friday that you were getting every other Friday, or whenever you were picking up your paycheck or they were direct depositing it, were you earning it? Were you doing something to activate with those people that you can now use for you? Because now you got to create that every Friday. You have to figure out, how am I going to make money with this week? And don't be so drilled that I have to make money today. I have to move forward right now. You have to move forward, but you have to plan yourself and strategize and be ready to take on. Because engagement is what works. Planning is great. Having the strategy, being smart, all of that is fantastic. But as you see behind us, we're coming up with our celebrity golf tournament that's going to be on June 19th at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. If you don't swing at the ball, it's not going to go anywhere. If you don't swing at your plan and your idea and your things to start happening, it's not going to start happening. The key word is start. Start. Every day you get up, remember, you play those 2 songs that you can kind of get yourself in the mood for today, and then can't nobody mess you up. Ain't nobody gonna bring you no bad news. I tell people all the time, I'm like the girl from The Wiz. Don't bring me no bad news. If you got some bad news, let's turn it around. Let's see how we can U-turn that into something that's positive and find the good in it, because there's good in everything. There was good in the hole that they threw homeboy in, that they put their brother in so he could be away from where everything was. That was good in the hole, because he developed what he needed to develop to become king later on. So one of the things you have to do is that when you get in the hole, you got to walk in it, you got to move in it, you got to step in it, you got to know that it's just the training ground. It's those obstacles that we were talking about that come up to an entrepreneur. Well, I didn't have any obstacles when I was working for homeboy over here. Yeah, you had them, you just didn't care about them because they weren't your obstacles. They weren't yours. So you really didn't have any, but they were there. And you moved past those obstacles for the company you were working for, because they gave you gratification on Friday. They put some money into your account. So you didn't even notice that you were taking care of their obstacles to move them forward. And now you're faced with that and you go, what do? You do what you always do. You step up. You make the things work. You look at it and you go, we have a full print shop here, and my grandson sometimes will be working here, and he go, oh, that machine don't work, and he'll just move to another machine. Whoa, slow your roll. Let's figure out what's going on here. Let's not leave a mess, because when you come back, you got a double mess. You always have to take care of things as you move along. And some you can't. Some I got to do this, and you got too many got to do's. Stop the got to do's and do. And when you perform and you start, things begin to work in place. And if you're supposed to be an entrepreneur, and you have to remember, we talked about pivot. Oh, I'm going to be the greatest fashion designer in the world, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have all of these things. And you get into it and you find out you didn't know enough about cloth. You didn't know enough about material. You didn't know enough about sales. You didn't know enough about production. You didn't know enough about ordering, but you knew how to sew. So take a look at the other side of that business, because there still may be a need for you in what your dream is, but it's a whole team of effort. You know, when a football team loses, you know what they do? They fire the coach. Wait a minute. He ain't even playing. He's not even on the field, but he's the first person to go because he's the coach. You're the coach. You have nobody to call in sick. Oh, when you had your job, I had 2 weeks sick days, and I had a vacation time, and I got my check on time. And when I went home at 5 o'clock, I didn't have to worry about a thing. Everything was taken care of. Okay, well then you a field guy, because everything is going to be taken care of when you come into the master's house and you sit down, the food is on the table, you picked all the cotton, the corn, or whatever it is out in the field, and you brought it in, you go, hey, I took care of that. Feed me, Seymour, feed me. Well, an entrepreneur, you don't get that. You're feeding other people. You have to figure how your team and how you're going to put things in. And if you sit down and think about it for just a second, you can do it. There's no such thing as I don't know how to do that. And today's technology that we live in is truly amazing to me. I'm still blown away by the fax machine. A piece of paper coming out on the other end, and that truly still warrants me. And we don't even use them anymore. I mean, we've got so much stuff going on, so you have no excuse not to be where you should be today. An excuse is like a but. Everybody got one. And you can't do your business with but this, but that, but this. No, you have to get past that. And you can, but you have to think past it. You got to walk in it, because just because it's mud don't mean you can't lift your feet up to get out of it. So you have to transition yourself into things that are powerful, and think power. Think beyond what you're thinking. Oh, I'm going to get me a new car. Oh, how about buying you a car lot? Yeah, how about being the guy that people buy cars from? When we started our TV network, we started with one show. We have this show, a couple of shows now, and we're doing some other shows. But instead, I said, I'm going to do a TV show. And the voice spoke to me, said, why don't you become your own network? I don't understand why you're doing one show when I'm giving you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of network time. So why would you only take an hour of it? Well, I can only do this portion at a time, and then I can do this little portion over there. No, your Almighty gives you the Almighty. The president of the United States takes care of the United States daily and other countries. When he get up in the morning, he's got issues going on over here. He's got kids fighting at the mall. He's got kids running in, and you got countries that are dropping stuff on other countries, and you got people talking trash, and you got this other guy that's trying to take your job. Whoa, you got a lot going on. You got the same thing in your house as he does. The same exact thing in your house. How do you manage it? How do you handle it? How do you blow it up to become the strong and power that's in you? It's in you. It's in everyone. Some choose not to use it. Some choose to only use a portion of it. I've got a story to tell you about doors when we come back. We're going to take a short commercial break. Thank you for joining Strictly Business. My name is Rich Wallace, and we'll be right back right after commercial break.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network. and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
Yeah, it just gave you another opportunity to get more customers. You don't have to be in Southern California because we got this whole internet thing here. But go to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce website and list your business in the business directory. Put the link to your business in there so when they go in our directory and see it, they can hit that link and they can go straight to you. Now we want to talk about progress in your business and how it's handled. And I'm going to use the 3-door series to just kind of explain something. And hopefully you've either heard of it or you haven't. When you walk up to a door and it has a handle on it, you have to pull the handle to get in the door. You actually got to show some strength, some exercise. You got to grab it. You have to pull. You have to pull it far enough for you to get in. If you pull the door and only crack it a little, you can't get in. But other things can. And you have to understand, a crack, a little leaven ruins a whole loaf. If you crack that door, other things were going to go in. But if you open it wide enough for you to step into it, you had to put some motion, some strength, some muscle into that door to get inside. Now there's another door. It's a circle. It's a door that you walk in. You don't have to pull it. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is walk up to it, but it's going around in a circle. Now, what you got to do is know when to jump out. Because if you don't know when to jump out, that door just keeps moving around in a circle. And if you try to jump out at the wrong time, what you going to do? You're going to run into a wall. You're going to run into glass. You can't get out. So you got to know when it's time to make a move. You have to know when it's time to get out. And we talk about being an entrepreneur and having faith and jump in, but there's a thin line between faith and foolishness. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're walking in faith, and I'm telling you, I've walked in it, I know what it's like. You got to keep on walking in it. But there's certain things inside of that's foolishness that you shouldn't take on. You can see the snake, you can see things that are going on, but you got to say, I don't think I'm going to do that part. I'm going to pass that up and stay on focus. Because you know when to jump out of that door that's moving around in a circle. And you got to know. And then if you know when, then when you jump out, whoa, you are on the other side. So there's 2 doors. You got the one that you got to exercise in, and then you got the other one that you got to have a mindset and a thought process of knowing when to jump out of that revolving door as it's moving around in a circle. And when you see that opening, you know it's time to make a move. Now, there's a 3rd door that you have now earned an opportunity to walk up to. And the minute you step on the platform, the minute you get into the spirit realm, got to use it like that. The minute you get in front of that door and you step on that, guess what it does? It opens automatically. You have earned the right to just walk in because you have created a platform that the door activates and moves in the direction that you're moving in so that you can now step in to where you're supposed to be. And if you're supposed to be there, then you have stepped into where it's at. Once you get inside, you pull your way in, you've jumped your way in, and now you have the power to walk up to that door because you've exercised yourself. You've got your mind right. You know when to make a move, go left, go right, do these kinds of things. And now you're inside. What I do now, Rich, I'm inside. Okay. What do you have? What do you have in your pocket? What do you have in your head? What do you have to make those things now function? Because it's great to get a whole new TV and you don't know how to work the remote control. You know, I got an 85-inch TV, and I can't figure out how to turn it on. You got to go back to your planning stage. You got to go back to where you grab that door at. You got to go back to those things and then bring that step forward. But use technology. As my grandson says, YouTube it. I mean, that's what you have to do. We have this AI now, this new technology that's coming out that you can now write letters and you can do some things. Man, my goodness, you have no excuse for not succeeding. You have no excuse. I don't even want to hear it. We at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce serve over 3,200 small businesses throughout Southern California region. We have no excuse. If you want to get certified, if you want to get all of the things that you need to get to be able to be that entrepreneur, then you can get those things. Well, I'm not getting them, Rich, and I've been doing this and I've been doing that. Maybe you picked the wrong target. Maybe you picked the wrong item to sell. Maybe you shouldn't be selling. Maybe you should be creating it. You don't know what end of the business that you should be in. I know when here in Southern California, when they made the industry legal to be able to handle certain parts of hemp and different types of plants and these kinds of things, I came to my mind. I said, listen, I don't want to deal with that part, but I'd like to make clothes. I'd like to do some fashion stuff. I want to do that. And I jumped out, spent a bunch of money, didn't manage it right, didn't understand the inventory, because you got to buy stuff. And, I bought a whole bunch of tops that were black, and I went out to sell them, and everybody wanted a red one. What? I done bought these. Y'all got to buy these. So you have to know your clients, know what you can do, know what you can deal with, and how you can manage it. Yeah, that's the planning part. But if you had to put the horse before the cart, you got to push the cart, because the horse is behind. That don't mean that you can't necessarily move the cart. It's just now you got to push it. And you may even have to unload it to push it, because you put the horse before the cart. But that don't mean you can't move the cart. So that's what I'm telling you now, is that you have to be able to move the cart no matter what. And people will tell you, oh, you put the horse behind the cart, you can't go nowhere. Yes, you can. You got to use those hands that you use to open up that door to get that cart. You may have to unload it. You may have to do some things because you didn't follow the rule, the level of the rules that you have to do. Because here's it: as an entrepreneur, everything you need is in the house. I'm telling you. I know you don't believe me, but everything you need is in the house. So you don't need to do anything but figure out where everything goes, how to place it, how to put it, how to do certain things. It's there's a story. Here's another story. I love telling stories. Here's another story. If I told you, if you got it in your spirit to be at the office at 8 o'clock, and I gave you specific instructions, be here at 8 o'clock. Now, you can catch the bus to be here at 8 o'clock at 7:15. I want you to catch the 7:15 bus, and it'll get you here at 8 o'clock, and we're going to do what we need to do. You looked at the schedule and you go, why do I have to catch the 7:15 bus? I can catch the 7:30 bus and still get to you at 8 o'clock. So you giving me some instructions that I didn't need. So now, instead of following the instructions and the lead that that your leadership has given you, that your mentor has told you to catch the 7:15 bus, you looked at the schedule, you know the bus is going to get you at 8 o'clock, and you can catch the 7:30 bus. What you've decided to do on that 7:30 bus, there are people on that bus that you should have never met. All of your provision and everything you needed was on the 7:15 bus. You caught the 7:30 bus because you could still get there at the same time, but you done run into some people you wasn't supposed to meet, probably a baby mama, probably a baby daddy. You were never supposed to come in contact with those people on the 7:30 bus. And that's what I say, putting your horse in front of the cart, behind the cart. Because now you got to push the cart. Now you have to figure it out. Because don't mean that you can't do everything that you're supposed to do. It just means now you have to do it in your own strength. And we're not working off of our own strength. We're working off of the strength that we've been given from here to be able to move forward. So when you decide to do things differently than the instructions in the book that you got, in the way you're supposed to move forward, you now have to do it in your own strength. You now have to push the wagon, because on the 7:15 bus, it was telling you, hey, put the horse in front, strap him up, and we can move forward, and we're going to get here by 8 o'clock. You realize that, hey, I can get there by 7, I can get there by 8 o'clock, and I can catch that 7:30 bus. You have now met people. You now know people you were never supposed to know. You ever know, you got people in your life that you go, how did I become friends with this person? How do I know this person? Because you were out of place. You were the guy on the ship that was rocking the boat, that was going to kill us all and destroy the company because you wasn't supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be in that warehouse driving that forklift. That's why every time you get on it, it dies. Man, every time I get in the warehouse, I got a bad forklift. No, you're not supposed to be in the warehouse. You're supposed to be doing something else. Search your heart and find out how because an entrepreneur business is only going to work if you work it and if you're in the right place. Jeff Bezos in the right place. Did y'all know Amazon used to be a bookstore? How many books did he sell to get to where he is? It wasn't about selling the books. He had a plan all along, but he needed the books to finance his plan. So you got to find something that's going to finance your master plan and get you where you need to go so that you can now become the Jeff Bezos of your time. Because it used to just be a bookstore. And it was a little bookstore. It wasn't like the Blockbuster, because that was a big bookstore. Or, some of the other things that have come and gone. Video, cassette tapes, all of these, DVDs, all of this new technology that comes along. You go, man, I love this stuff. It's just boom, 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 boom. My brother went out when DVDs come out. He went out and bought a different kind of DVD player, and it was going to be the new thing. I don't even think that thing ever took off. I forget what it was called, but it is keeping up and sometimes doing the basics. Oh, I can send an email out to 10,000 people in 1 second. Do you talk to 10,000 people? How about you just go down the street and knock on the door? Say, hey, how you doing? What do you guys do here? I'm this or I'm that. We can move things forward. It doesn't make sense to reach a massive amount of people and you can't do anything with them. I know that the harvest will come in, but if you don't have crop pickers, if you don't have the back end of when that harvest gets there, you are going to be overwhelmed. You ever went to a restaurant and there's a bunch of people in there and they got one waitress? Say, wait a minute, he wasn't ready for the harvest because he didn't believe it was coming. He's saving money. He did not believe it was going to happen. Let me tell you something about saving money. Saving time is better because money will come and it will go. So I had somebody tell me just the other day, hey, I'm going to paint your office to save you some money. You painted my office. Okay, that saved me some money. But now I got to go buy some stuff to get the paint off the floor and spend 3 or 4 hours of scraping paint. Because I saved money, I didn't hire a professional painter to come in and do what he needed to do and make all of the things the way they were supposed to make them because I needed to save some money. Did I really save some money because I lost 4 hours of cleaning time? Plus I had to go buy some cleaning stuff that removes paint. Does anybody know what removes paint? I had to go take a survey because I didn't know what removed paint. Do I look like a guy that paints? No. So we have to understand our position and be able to work with what we have and to move in the direction that we need to move in because it doesn't work if you don't work it. My name is Rich Wallace. You have joined an episode of Strictly Business. I thank you so much for coming on. We've got some more show. I've got a guest coming up, and I guess he's coming up, but we've got what is the department called? It is called the tax department, CDTFA, coming up this week. And it's talking about not payroll tax. It's talking about taxes that you charge across the county, across the counter, how much it is and how much is moving forward in that direction. My name is Rich Wallace. You joined an episode of Strictly Business. Hang in. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to change your life? Let us help you. At Youth Build Charter School, you can get a high school diploma and kickstart your dream career in no time. We offer high school diploma programs in construction, CNA, military, college, and entrepreneurship. If you are between the age of 16 and 24 and you want to manage your studies with a job, recover your credits, or graduate early, we can help you achieve your dream. Call us at 1-888-395-4408 or visit youthbuildinlandempire.org.
That is our charter school from the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. We have Youth Power Community Solutions, which manage our educational program for young people from 16 to 30 to get the high school diploma. We are in September, we'll be adding some trade classes on home ec, as well as printing, not forklift driving, because they got machines to do that. We don't teach people how to be a cashier no more because they got machines to do that. We're going to try to hopefully put you in a field that you can either run the machine or not be replaced by the machine, because the technology that's moving so fast today, it is just moving fast. So slow your roll, find your part, find your piece, and make it work. And once you find your piece, on both sides, your piece and your piece, then you can find out what you need to be doing. Because as an entrepreneur, let me tell you, I've tried a lot of things. I am a true entrepreneur. I'm a person that keeps going. I had a home inspection company. I was out climbing on roofs and doing these kinds of things, I had plans to be the largest home inspection company in the nation. And a year and a half into that ain't me. Oh, pivot. I owned a record store at one time. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be the #1 record store, and I had albums galore. And I think I still have some of those albums in one of my warehouses someplace. And just was gonna be a nationwide record store, And pivot. That change came along faster than what I thought it was going to be. Had a chain of restaurants, 7 restaurants across the state of Texas, from being in the food business. Grew up in the food business. My folks were bootleggers. So we sold chicken at night and whiskey, so I wasn't going to do that part. But food, restaurants, did well, somewhat successful, but it was a lot of work. And had tons of employees, over 100 and something people working for me, just top heavy, doing well. Pivot. That ain't that dog don't hunt. Gotta find something. So as excuse me, as an entrepreneur, you may dip your hand in several things before you find the glove that fits. Remember, OJ, if it don't fit, you must have quit. If it don't fit, you must quit. There's a difference between faith and foolishness. And foolishness is not having enough people behind you, wisdom to bring in finances, things to be able to do. That's when you have to say, listen, I'm going to stay in the same lane, but I'm going to pivot. There's a lot that goes into a car. And when you build a car, the guy that builds the steering column doesn't know anything about the transmission. The guy that makes the tires for the car that moves it along the highway doesn't know anything about the ignition. So you have to figure out what part of your vision that you can control, that you can do, and then allow those to come in that know how to put the rest of your vision together and make it go. We talked about Jeff Bezos owning a bookstore, now has warehouses and probably in every small town in the US. I don't know, but his whole thing is that I could pivot from this to this, from selling books to selling anything you got. And you know what? I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to bring it to you. And he had to have the vision to understand that we were going to be too lazy to go out. We don't want to go get our food anymore. We'll have it brought in, bring it in, put all the movies on TV so you don't have to go anywhere. Do you know that will kill and destroy America if everybody stays in and just orders out? That's not going to turn the wheels to what we have to do. You have to, if you don't put your money into a cycle so that it will move, money grows when it's moving. Money doesn't grow in a safe. It doesn't. You put that money in a safe and you come back. It'll be like mules out on the farm. If you put 100 mules out there, you come back a year later, you got 100 dead mules. There ain't no reproduction here. Money doesn't reproduce if you sit still on it. You got to put it in action. And yeah, some of it may go away. That's the part you didn't need. It's like friends or family. Some of them will go away. That you didn't need them folks. So you have to now navigate yourself in a position that you can comfortably become an entrepreneur. So God will put you in a place so that you can do the vision and the provision of everything you need to do. The problem is it's difficult for us to do like the TV show and take it one day at a time. Yeah, I can plan for next year. I know what I'm going to be doing in December. I have a plan for December. I do. I have a plan for October. I have a plan for January 2025. But that's a plan that I've shared with my higher power, and they've given me the okay, when to do, what to do, because you have to remember, suddenly things only happen suddenly to the people looking from the outside. They only happen. Oh man, you got that car? You just suddenly popped up with it. No, I had to save money. I had to do myself. I had to put things around. It did not happen it looked like it was suddenly to you because you just showed up and all of a sudden I got it. All of a sudden I got up, I started walking. All of a sudden I was healed. All of a sudden my mind started working the way it was supposed to be working. But no, it had to go through some transitions and some changes. My heart had to be broke. My back had to be broke. I had to be a broken person to be able to be a healed person, because you don't know you're healed till you're broken. You don't know, like young people say, and I say this all the time, I had no idea we were poor. Growing up, I had no idea that we were poor. Now, young people today, they're all involved in that. They know when their parents get the check. They know how much the check is. They know when they need to pay the light bills. And we use the excuse, well, we need to get them ready for the world. No, you need to let them play with the truck and the dolls and the toys for a little while. They don't have to be so, into entrepreneur or into work environment or into anything as young people. Let them go outside and kick the ball around for a little bit. Don't always be trying to get them in, because you know what's learning? Learning is knowing how to work things. I had a gentleman on the other day and he told me there's no such thing as multitasking. And I'm thinking, I'm talking to you, I'm reading my email, and I got a stack of letters over here. And every time we take a commercial break, I go on this other computer over here and I answer an email. I don't know. Is there such thing as multitasking? Because some people can't. Some people have to do one thing at a time because I can focus. And people tell me all the time, hey, you know what? If you just focus on one thing at a time, you could be a millionaire. It's not about money for me. It's about progress. It's about moving forward. It's about making things happen. It's like you see the guy on the golf course here, and he's leaning down. He's ready to swing his club, but he's still. So nothing is happening with these guys. They're just standing there. So if you come out to our celebrity golf tournament, you can meet these people and you can have a great time and connect with people that you need to connect with. We have here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, we have many, many ways to be able to move things forward. Help your progress. If you're an entrepreneur and you're working as building your business, building your things, understand, Leroy, you can't do it by yourself. It's impossible. You can do certain things, but they're a part of businesses that business people just don't know. That's why they hire a tax consultant. That's why they hire an outside inventory company to come in. Do you know Savons don't do their own inventory? They don't let them people that work there do it because they already put something in their pocket. No, they bring somebody else into inventory to make sure the count is correct. They bring a counter in. They use a calculator. They do certain things to make sure. So when, as an entrepreneur, you have to set people around you that's going to help you. Now, was your family part of that? Maybe, maybe not. But you can't leave a family legacy without including the family in it. And I have people that say all the time, oh, I'm creating my family legacy. Well, who work here? Oh, I'm not hiring none of my cousins. I'm not hiring my kids. I'm not hiring these people because they don't do this. You got to train your people right. You got to treat them like they're outside of the family. Your family can't, your business that you're leaving to your family, and you leave it to them and they don't know how to turn on the light. because you haven't let them in. I had a dear friend of mine, dear friend. I mean, we was thick as thieves. As the young people say today, he was my bestie. And he just passed about a couple of weeks ago. Well, a couple of months ago. And we went to his thing that he had in his backyard, what they call it, and he brought out the heaters. His 4 sons, 1, 2, 3, 3 sons. And they came to me and they go, we don't know how to work this gas heater thing that Dad had. And I'm thinking, I've sit in that yard with him many times. And I said to him, hey, have the boy come down and do that. He said, oh, no, I don't let them kids touch my stuff. What do you mean? So I don't let them kids come touch my stuff because they'll break it. And you're probably right. But how are you going to train them if they never touch your stuff? How are you going to get them to do what you need them to do if you never engage them into your business? You know, I got grandkids that are struggling to not work for me. And I'm struggling to get them to work for me, to work for us and not me, because they think they're working for me. They have no idea that this could possibly be their future because they're too busy trying to get to there every Friday. So I let them get to there every Friday. But they have no idea that we're trying to build a network. And one of my grandsons said to me one day, he says, well, I don't think we can do it like that. And I said, well, they do it like that on ABC and CBS. He said, well, you're not ABC and CBS. I said, yes, I am. You just don't see it. So you have to believe that you are the network that is the network so that you can move forward into the things that you need to move forward. If you have a limit to what you can do, oh, I can only do 1 show, then that's all you're going to do. I can only do this. That's all you're going to do. You know, I can only drive an automatic. Then don't buy a stick. Some people, what is a stick? That's the car that you got to shift the gears in. So if you're not able to shift the gears, put your foot on the pedal, put your foot on the brake, put your foot on the clutch and shift the gears, that's multitasking. I don't care what you say, because you got to keep your mind. And if you're in San Francisco and you're in the hill cities, it got hills up and down, things going all around, and you got traffic like crazy. You got to put your foot on the clutch, put your foot on the brake, shift the gears, watch the steering wheel, look at the guy on the side of you. Come on. Today, they got cars that you just get in and sit and put in the address that you're going to go to. And it takes you there. No skills, no thought process. I use it, and I hate the new GPS systems. I'm a map guy. I went out and bought me, so I went to AAA. You can still get the map books. I went to AAA and I bought me some map books because I've been out trying to find a place, and a nice little lady with the GPS, turn left here, she tell me to turn when I'm at the corner. I said, whoa, you should have told me that back there. So I had to go get me some map books because one day I was up in the hills of Hollywood and it said GPS not working. Whoa, what happened? I don't know which way to go now. I'm counting on you to come through and tell me what I'm supposed to do because you're my GPS system. I paid extra for you. And now you're telling me GPS is out. What am I going to do? You left me hanging. That's why you got to have what you know. You got to have your map book in the car. You got to have your backup plan. That's the reason you have a spare tire in your car. If you bought a car, and nowadays cars don't come with spare tires, you got to go out and get you one. You buy a car, you got to look to see if there's a spare tire in there. And then they used to put the little donuts in there, the little bitty tires that only go 2 miles or whatever, but you got to you got to prepare yourself for the stop, drop, and roll movement. You got to understand what to do in the middle of a fire and before the fire starts. I keep an umbrella here at the office, and my grandson took my umbrella one day, and it was raining like crazy. Where is my umbrella? And he came in and said, did you take my umbrella? He said, yeah, you got 2. Wait a minute. I got 2 because I understand to buy the umbrella before the rain. I don't wait till the rain to get my windshield wipers fixed. Come on. You can't do that. You got to keep your things in order so you don't have to stop in the middle of making your $1 million or making your client $1 million or moving yourself forward in a direction you can't stop because the D on the keyboard don't work. You knew the D on the keyboard didn't work a month ago. You should have changed that keyboard then. Now you're in the middle of something. You got to stop. Prepare yourself. Stop not preparing yourself. Be ready for the ready. The old people used to say, well, I got to be ready so I don't have to get ready. Oh, okay. And I got that. When do you get ready? When you're playing those two songs that make you dance in the morning to get you ready for the day? You got to go all the way back to the beginning of your day. You got to go all the way back to the time to start. So when you start your day with those two hit songs that you like, that are uplifting, that make you dance, I don't want you to fall out in prayer and I need you to dance your way out the door. So if you dance your way out the door, by the time you get to the office and the power don't work, you can still be dancing. You go, oh man, the power. No. Okay. Let me just do something else that I can do in the dark until it come back on. Let me do this so I can do that, because you put yourself in a mindset to be able to keep moving. You can't let that stop you. I tell you, you can't mess up my day. If people come around, you cannot ruin my day, because I positioned my day in a position that I'm going to be happy all day long. And I know it's an old saying and it's biblical, but this is the day that the Lord has made. All I got to do is be glad in it. That's all I got to do. Shoot, I can do that. Now, if I do that, I'm going to move forward in the direction that I'm trying to do. I'm telling you about being an entrepreneur. I'm telling you about the gaps that you need to fill into, the things, because as an entrepreneur, as a person that's working for yourself, there's going to be distractions. Hold up. When your homeboy come by your office and sit there and chat with you, oh, we can't do this. We got to be talking about some business. We got to be moving our thing around. We have to engage ourselves into making things happen. Engage yourself. Engage. That is your word for today. Not prepare, engage. Do something today that at the end of the day, you can say, I did that today. I made that happen today. I took the information that I got from Strictly Business, from Justo Rich, and we made some things happen. Our show is on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings at 7 a.m. Shelly, tell them about the show.
Business owners are raving about the new talk show, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Tune in as the top experts in business share their success stories, strategies, guidance, and advice to help you grow your business. With guests from the top companies to your favorite influencers, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace is the show to watch for all things business. Our conversations are strictly business. We discuss new funding options, new business initiatives, best business practices, all things business explained. We provide you with the tips you need for your business, all in one morning business talk show. Be sure to tune in. Are you a business owner? Do you have a story to share? Are you able to help our audience? Then we want you on Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Visit the website at edgetvnetwork.net and select Be a Guest to schedule your appearance today.
Yeah, if you'd like to be on our show, just go to our website at edgetvnetwork.net. That's Edge, E-D-G-E, TV, network.net, .net. And scroll down to Strictly Business and pick the time that you would like to be on our show. Also on our Edge TV Network site, you will see that we got a comedy competition coming up, and you can sign in to be a part of the comedy competition. I think they're going to be giving away quite a bit of money and an opportunity to be on some nice comedy show up in the Los Angeles market. So go to our edgetvnetwork.net site, sign up to be on the show or sign up to do the comedy. And we will have some other products coming up. We've got a new TV show that we're working on. It's called Manuscript. You're going to love this show. It's going to absolutely love it. We got another show coming up, Speaking with Lou. It's just going to be a wonderful year. So come along with Edge TV Network. Sign up. We're on Apple. We're going to be on some other streaming platforms as we begin to grow out and up into the direction that we have. We're also having our travel magazine that's coming out, that's launching in September. Oh, I'm going to be so excited about this. And it's called Travel and Entertainment, Black Travel and Entertainment magazine, from the desert to the sea. So I'm so excited about that new vehicle that's coming out in September. Also, we're going to be part of the Congressional Black Caucus this year. And in October, October 4th, 5th, and 6th, we're going to be having our summit, our business summit. I believe it's going to be, and here's the dilemma, it's going to be from the desert in Palm Springs or the sea, the ocean in Long Beach. So it is going to be a out of sight 2-3 day conference that is going to connect people from the desert to the sea. It's going to be awesome. I just can't wait for it. It's going to be in October, first week of October, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Also, we got our Women of Dignity, honoring some women on May 11th. We're going to be doing that in Riverside at Parkview Community Hospital, where we're going to have a luncheon. We have some salad, and a piece of fish. Come on out. Anyway, you need to get out of the house so the kids can go buy you a new car for Mother's Day. The husband can go get you something because Mother's Day is that Saturday, that Sunday. So we're going to do this Saturday, a nice little luncheon to get out, wear your hat, wear your nice little hat, little outfit. And we're going to have some people out there with some nice jewelry, got some vendors coming. So if you're interested in being a vendor at this particular event on May 11th, go to our website at blackchamberofcommerce.org and sign up. I've given you a couple of websites, blackchamberofcommerce.org. That's where you can become a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. You can also sign up for our golf tournament and any of the events that we're doing at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce with 13 chapters from the desert to the sea. So be a part of that. Also, if you're looking to get in on our TV show at edgetvnetwork.net, or if you have a project that you would like to see on TV, that you've been trying to get it moving forward, come to us. We can help you process that. We have some nice sponsors coming in this year that are going to be able to sponsor some products and move some things forward. We are here to help the community here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce and at Youth Power Community Solutions, which is our educational program for young people from 16 to 30 to get their high school diploma. Now that I've done all of these commercials and gave you all that information, you can also go back and watch our show on our YouTube channel at Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. So what we're talking about, how to transition from a job to an entrepreneur, how to keep that every Friday when every Friday of guarantee is gone. Now, you got that every Friday on the job. Why? Because you showed up every day. That's why. And I tell you right now, showing up is half the job. So if you can show up for them every day, dressed, suited, booted, ready to go every day, then they'll give you a check at the end of the week. Tell you what, if you show up for you every day, put in those 8-10 hours a day, every day, you will get a check at the end of the week. That's being an entrepreneur. Showing up is half the job. When you get into your office, you can sit in your chair and go, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to make this work? You're in your office. Whether it's at your house, whether it's in the garage, whether it's in your car, you showed up every day on time, ready to go. You do that every day, you will get that check, and it'll be bigger than the check that the man gave you. That man or that woman, I'm not saying the man, I'm saying the person that gave you that every Friday check. You have outdone them because you showed up for you every day. Now, showing up for you is harder than showing up for him. What makes it harder? Because Monday you didn't have any customers. Tuesday, you didn't have any customer, but you prospect. You got on the phone, you sent out emails, you did things. I had nobody come in, nobody bought anything. So I'm pushing for sales. I'm pushing myself into being a public speaker. So I didn't get a chance to speak. I didn't get a chance to go over here. I didn't get to do this. So go out and find a place to speak. There's always people looking for an opportunity to speak. Call your local chambers of commerce, your local Black chambers, your local Hispanic chamber, your local entrepreneur chambers, your local small businesses, and go in and work with the folks that you can help. And it will come your way. I ain't doing that. People tell me, I ain't doing it for free. Okay. All right. You're not doing it for free. If you're getting something, if you get one person to come along with you, you're not doing it for free. So if you show up for you every day, just like you showed up at the job every day, and you put in the time, you wasn't talking on the phone to your homegirl or your homeboy doing business hours. because you were at work, and you tell them, hey, I want to talk to you, bro. I really want to get with you, but call me after work. Call me when I get done. Do that for you. You did it for him. You did it for the guy you were working for. Do it for you. Say, hey, I'm going to call you after work, man. What? Don't you work for yourself? Yeah. And myself is telling me to go to work. Myself is saying I need to make some money. If this ain't a money call, if this is one of those other kind of calls to clown me or talk about some people or to do some stuff or to do nothing that ain't got nothing to do with what we got to do what we got to do, what we got to do when we got to do it, then I'm going to call you after work. Work your work. Work your work. You are now your work. Remember, you put yourself in the right frame mind every morning. Get yourself ready. Walk out the door in a great spirit, moving, knowing that there's nothing that can come in front of you, knowing that when you walk out the door today, guess what? Today you can part the Red Sea. Now you ain't got to tell nobody, but you can be prepared and ready. So when you walk up to it, you know to stand and go, oh, this is gonna be easy. Because I've been thinking about doing this all day long. So when you get out of the house, you put yourself in the mindset, you know the plan because you've done some planning, you got the strategy. Even if the horse is behind the cart, you know when you get there, you got to start pushing. You know. So don't get, oh man, no, 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 no. Make it work for you. Make it work. I want to tell you, it was not long ago that I didn't even have a cell phone with a computer on it. I think we've got 20 something computers around here, Apples and PCs and iPads and da 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 and all of that kind of stuff. Had nothing to do with me. Had nothing to do, but I saw it. Had nothing to do with what I put into it, but I saw it. And I walked into the saw it part. And when I was told to move here, I was on the 7:15 bus, not on the 7:30 bus. I was on the bus where all the provision was provided for me to be able to do what I needed to do. I was there. I was not on the 7:30 bus with you. I did not meet people that I did not need to know. I did not walk up to, you ever met somebody and you gave them your card and now they're calling you all day long. They're either selling you some insurance or a car or a hat or a boat, whatever it is they're trying to push down your throat. And you go, man, I hate I gave that guy my card. I don't even carry cards. I don't. I've been told by many entrepreneurs, well, if you don't have a business card, you're really not a businessman. Okay. All right. I tell you what, why don't I take your card and then I can decide if we're going to be friends. I can decide if I want to talk to you. Let me take your card. I'll send you an email saying it was nice to meet you, da 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 da, but I don't need you to tie up my day telling me how you could save me some money on my loan. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested enough to find out if you're real so I can pass you along to our members. We've got 3,000 plus members, small businesses from the desert to the sea here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. So if you're looking to connect with a plumber or a graphics guy or any of those kinds of things, you can join the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce and be a part of that. We just got a new contract with the Job Corps. So if you're looking for people to come and work so you can train and you don't have to pay them a whole lot of money, call the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce and we can hook you up with organizations that can provide help and things that you need to be able to move your business forward. Remember, it's about moving forward. If you fall on your face. People say, oh, you're going to fall on your face. What happened? If I fell on my face, I fell forward. If I fall on the back of my head, I fell backwards. Because when you fall forward on your face, you get up. You get up 1 foot ahead of where you were when you fall. You fell exactly 1 foot in front of your last error. So you know not to do that error. You know that thing is not happening for you again. And therefore, you are now moving in the direction that you should be moving in. My name is Rich Wallace. This has been an episode of Edge TV Network. This has been Strictly Business this morning. And I say to you, entrepreneurs, move forward. Don't be distracted. by the distractions that are designed, that are planted there for you not to be able to succeed at what you're trying to succeed at. And if you see the end, I can watch a movie and I can figure it out. I'm like, I don't have to watch this movie. I already figured out the end. That's how your life is. I see the end of it. I know where we're going to be. So I know there's going to be some distractions and some other things along the way. So I plan for that. My name is Rich Wallace. I thank you so much for being a part of Strictly Business this morning. And you know what? We'll see you tomorrow morning because it's Thursday at 7 a.m.